Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the standard form of a linear equation. So the slope-intercept form is just one form of a linear equation. Another form is standard form, and the nice thing about this one is that it makes it useful in making quick graphs. We can easily find the x and the y-intercepts. This is the standard form of a linear equation. It is ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are all real numbers. They can be fractions, decimals, positive numbers, negative numbers, any number. A and b are not both 0. I'll talk about that in just a moment though. We can use the x and y intercepts to make a graph. We talked about y-intercepts with slope-intercept form. With x-intercepts, that's the x-coordinate of the point where a line crosses the x-axis, and it will be in the form of a number followed by 0, a non-zero number followed by 0. This is your x-intercept format. And remember, y-intercept is 0, some number. Using standard form to find the x and y intercepts of a linear equation is very, very straightforward. Let's take a look at an example. So let's go ahead and find the x and y intercepts of this particular equation written in standard form, and then we'll go ahead and plot the line. So in order to find the x-intercept, we have to substitute 0 in for y. So when we do that, the whole term zeroes out. So here's how we'll find the x-intercept, and then over here, I'll just do it down here. We'll plot the y-intercept, or we'll find the y-intercept. So for the x-intercept, we're going to plug 0 in for y. And remember, that term zeroes out, so this is gone. And at this point, all we have left is a linear equation where we solve for x. Dividing by 3, this gives me x equal to 8. So my x-intercept is 8, 0. Whatever intercept you're trying to find, you're going to plug 0 in for the opposing variable. So if you're finding an x-intercept, plug 0 in for y, and if you're finding a y-intercept, plug 0 in for x. Let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. That's 3 times 0 plus 4y equals 24. So this is gone. 4y equals 24. And then dividing this by 4 gives me y equals 6. Making the y-intercept 0, 6. If we plot these 2 points, we have our line. So let's go ahead and do that. My x-intercept is 8, 0. That's right over here on the x-axis. And then 0, 6 is my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here. Connecting those two points rather, will give me my line. So if I do that, this is what the line is going to look like. Now remember, the intercept lies on that particular axis. Here's the x-intercept, and there is the y-intercept. Now I did mention that in the standard form of the equation of, right over here, ax plus by equals c, either a or b, but not both, may be 0. When that is the case, we'll have either a horizontal line, or if we have y zeroed out, we'll just have a vertical line. For a refresh on horizontal and vertical lines, I'll drop a link below, and for those respective slopes too. Let's go ahead and take a look now. One more problem. What we're going to do here is write this equation in standard form. So you can change an equation from slope-intercept form to standard form. If the equation contains fractions or decimals, you're going to multiply those out to write the equation using integers. So I have right here y equals 3 over 4x plus 2. First thing I'm going to do is multiply everything by 4 to cancel out that denominator. When you're writing an equation in standard form, you're basically undoing slope-intercept form. So multiplying this out, that cancels out the denominator. Here I now have 4y equal to 3x plus 4 times 2. Now we just have one last thing to do. We got to bring 3x over to the other side. And that's it. This gives us the standard form for a linear equation. 8 was positive, so we can just keep it as such. This is standard form of a linear equation. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.